In this video, I want to show you how one growth operator who's skilled in Clay can beat 5 SDRs that are costing $20,000 to $25,000 per month. So let's dive right into it. So firstly, let's quickly go over the software cost. That is extremely important, right? So I've also added all these softwares in the LinkedIn post, but these are essentially the softwares the growth operator would be using to run the entire outbound engine that produces results. And the main one is going to be Clay, along with La Growth Machine, which is going to be the LinkedIn automation tool. It can do a lot of other things as well. But this is going to be the entire system, the outbound system mainly. So this is going to be the main part, right? And I've broken down the math in very simple steps so you can even change this to your own business model. So essentially, one growth operator using the outbound system that I've just shared with you using the software can easily reach between 5,000 to 10,000 prospects per month that are your ideal ICP. It of course depends on your total addressable market. If it's large enough, then you can of course reach 10,000 prospects per month. So the cost with the softwares and the growth operator cost would be about $6,000 per month and around. It could be more if the growth operator is experienced. So the cost per contact hit would be $1.2 for each contact that we are hitting using the growth operator. At a 5% reply rate, which is pretty normal if the offer and messaging is really great, then the cost per reply would be $24. And out of all the replies that we're getting, if 40% are positive out of all those, then we'll get a cost per positive reply at $60 per positive reply, right? And if we have a 70% demo booking rate, which is quite average, so let's say everyone who's responded positively, only 70% of people are booking in a call with us, then the cost per demo is about $85. And if we have a 60% show up rate, which is not really great, but it's kind of decent, it could be even lower, but 60% show up rate, then the cost per show up or cost per demo booking is at $142. And if you have a 20% closing rate, then the cost per acquisition can come to about $740, right? And of course, if we change this number, then it'll look completely different. So if you use the same system, and we can because we have like 50,000 click credits, then we can even reach more. So the cost per acquisition can drop down to $357. Of course, it depends on your product, how complex it is, how long is the sales cycles and all these things. That's why I've added here. You can change this to your own business model. Now, we can assume that the lifetime value or the annual gross contribution of your product is, let's say, $5,000, or let's say this is the lifetime value, or it can be less than that, right? So the ROI can be between 6 to 13x, right? Because if I do 5,000, then it'll be between 6x, around that, or around 13x. So this is the ROI that you could get with one growth operator who's skilled in Clay using all the software that I've mentioned. Now let's dive into the SDR team. So let's say the SDR team can reach 5,000 contacts per month. It could be, of course, more, as I've mentioned. And the cost is pretty clear here. I've added it here. So the cost would be, if you check ZipRecruiter and Cognizant, I'm going to link this in the LinkedIn post. The SDR salary is going to be about $4,000 per month or $20,000 for 5 SDRs, or even more than that. And if you have softwares like ZoomInfo, it's going to cost you $10,000 to $15,000 per year, around that. So we are assuming that it's going to cost us $25,000. So each contact that these SDRs hit costing us $5. That is a lot. And at the exact same reply rate, everything the same. You see 5%, 40%, 70%, 5%, 40%, 70%. It's $100 per reply. At a 40% positive reply, it's $200 for one positive reply. At a 70% demo booking rate, we have $357 per demo booking. And at a 60% show up rate, it's costing us $600 for each sales calls conducted, right? It can be even more if you have a very complex product and you have a very small TAM, right? And let's say at the same closing rate, it's costing you $2,976 to acquire a customer. And essentially, you're losing money if you take the same example. Of course, once again, you have to tailor this based on your own business model. You have to change the input to see how it would basically change the numbers. But this is just like an example for a standard product where the annual cost contribution is about $5,000. Now, this clearly shows that using a growth operator who's skilled in Clay, even along with an SDR, is going to be far more efficient and cost effective than relying on a larger SDR team who doesn't have the skills in sales automations and Clay, right? So if you found this helpful, go ahead, comment sheet below, and I'll send this entire sheet to you. And connect with me, and also hit the notification bell icon so you can be notified whenever I upload these amazing videos or posts like these. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.